Grammy-nominated and Platinum Award-winning engineer and producer Dennis Moody has established himself as one of the industry's foremost talents. He's proven himself to be an outstanding tracking, mixing, and live concert engineer, and he also owns his own recording studio in Los Angeles, California, where we recently sat down for an interview.
My studio is a very simple studio. I have a Mackie 24/8 console. It's a very simple console and it works great for my clients. I have a Pro Tools HD1 system with an Avid 16 HDIO, a Crest Audio monitor board that I use for headphones, allowing me to give 6 stereo individual mixes. Every musician has their own mix. I was given by Shure quite an assortment of mics. I have the KSM 32s, 44s, KSM 27s, KSM 141s and 137s, as well as 57s, Beta 52 mics. I have an Electro Voice RE20. I have some great mics by Studio+Projects that they've given me to work with here, and they're fantastic on my piano. They work great. I have some Marshall MXL mics and just an assortment of mid-range and affordable mics that work fantastic in this room. This room here is a 22 by 14 foot tracking room, big enough for 4 or 5 musicians, as well as a 14 by 8 ISO booth and a 3 by 8 isolation closet where you can put a singer or a percussionist, sax player, or guitar amp. My piano is a 1937 Chickering concert grand. I had it totally restored by Pacific Pianos in North Hollywood. They did an excellent job on it. It's a beautiful sounding piano. I have a lounge with a kitchen in it, and it's fully stocked with cups and plates and cooking gear, so if anybody wants to come in and book a session or a project for a week or 2. When I started, I worked for Hal Davis, a producer for Motown Records, so some of the earlier artists I worked with were Diana Ross, Thelma Houston, the Commodores, Smokey Robinson, Missy Elliot. I worked on her Misdemeanor record. I recorded vocals on one of the tracks, which was quite amazing. She's a great artist to work with. I really enjoyed that. I've worked with Chevy Chase, Clint Eastwood, the Yellow Jackets, Mike Stern, Aerosmith. I can go on and on. I used to be a drummer, and I've always had an interest in being an engineer and producing, so I started doing that, and that's what I've been doing ever since. Some of the drummers I've worked with are most amazing in the world. Dave Weckl, Ricky Lawson, Michael White, Dennis Chambers are people I work with all the time. Now, I have a background in analog recording. I did over 20 years of working on tape machines, 2-inch tape machines, even when 16-track was the main medium. So for me, coming from that analog world, I understand how people can get this quality of recording. I understand how to do it and get it into the digital domain. Well, I always tell people they don't know what they're getting into when they want to do their home recording. The expense can be quite high once they buy the gear, and then they find out they need another $10,000 worth of cables and mic stands and things they haven't thought of. If each guy in the band chips in $300, they could come into a studio like mine for 2 days and record and walk out here with some great tracks, do their vocals and guitars and overdubs at home, and then bring it back here to mix. Yes, I do actually quite enjoy getting around town and seeing what's out there and working with other studios. I'm a freelance engineer and I'll work where my clients need me.
For more information about Dennis Moody, his studio, his books, or to book studio time with him, please visit dennismoody.com.